to prevent his wife from cheating. The man made her take a pill every day, and before leaving the house, he would check to make sure she had swallowed it before he could go to work with peace of mind. However, that wasn't the end of it. Every day at 2:30 p.m., the husband would call home to make sure his wife was there. On the surface, the woman seemed to be under her husband's control. But the truth was even more unsettling. Jonah was the only daughter of a wealthy family, with enough money to last several lifetimes. But a fire claimed her parents' lives. Her husband, Paul, rescued her from the flames due to severe psychological trauma. Jonah was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. During her hospitalization, Paul stayed by her side, and even earned a degree in psychology for her sake. After her release, Jonah married Paul, and they moved to a small town to live together. Paul found a job at a mental health clinic. Jonah accompanied him to meet the boss. As soon as the secretary, Linda, saw her new boss, she couldn't believe it was the man she'd bumped into at the bar the night before. This instantly threw Linda into a panic. Early that morning, after dropping her child off at school, Linda ran into Jonah on the street. She knew the woman was Paul's wife. Jonah asked, puzzled, "Have we met before?" Linda explained that she was Paul's secretary, and had seen their photo together in his office. Linda didn't want to talk to Jonah too much, but Jonah invited her for coffee. Linda had no choice but to accept. Jonah asked her about Paul's work, and mentioned that their family had more money than they could spend. At first, Linda didn't want to be friends with Jonah, but she had already fallen for Jonah's scheme. Out of politeness, Linda also shared her own situation. She even mentioned that she suffered from sleepwalking. This immediately piqued Jonah's interest, because during her hospital stay, she had developed the ability to control her dreams. Before leaving, Jonah asked Linda not to tell Paul about their encounter, since Paul didn't want to mix work and personal life.
I won't say anything.
That day, Jonah invited Linda to work out together, and even came to pick her up at her house. Linda initially thought it was out of kindness. Little did she know this was all part of Xiaona's plan. After their workout, Xiaona noticed it was almost 2:30 p.m., so she invited Linda over for dinner. Upon arriving at Xiaona's home, Linda was instantly stunned. Paul was indeed from a wealthy family. Xiaona calmly explained, "If I don't answer Paul's call at this time, he'll get worried."
Why doesn't he call you mobile? Does he call the landline to make sure you're here? It's not how it sounds.
This made Linda begin to suspect that her boss might be a control freak. During afternoon tea, Kiona gave Linda a notebook, saying it would teach her how to control her dreams. Back home, Linda began reading the notebook. However, once she fell asleep, Linda entered a nightmare as usual. Soon, she saw a door at the end of the hallway. Behind the door was a cozy house. After eating some delicious cake, Linda walked over to the bed and slept soundly. It was the most restful sleep she'd ever had. Gradually, she was able to control her dreams. Just when she thought things were finally looking up, Jonah began her revenge. To create the illusion that Paul was abusing her, Jonah went out of her way to pick a fight with some thugs, so they would punch her, making it look to outsiders as if Paul had hit her. To keep his wife from causing trouble, Paul actually increased Jonah's medication. Before long, one of Paul's patients came to the door. Jonah acted terrified. The man asked what had happened to her face. Jonah didn't answer, but appeared extremely nervous. Later, Jonah went to see Linda. When Linda saw her, she also asked what had happened. Xiaona, however, panicked and claimed she had fallen. She also asked if she could skip the gym today.